Condor, a team full of MASL talent, from their goalkeeper, Hugo Silva, to Felipe Gonzalez, Ricardo Carvalho, Daniel Villela, Thiago Freitas, Juan Pereira, Vinny Dantas, Nick Pereira, Jonathan Mello. I mean, this is an all-star club. So two of our teams that are expecting to pick up that $50,000 winner-take-all check at the end of the night, JR. This is a big match for both of them here, as unlike our previous match, 1 point for each would almost guarantee them a playoff berth.
I mean, these are the kind of matchups when we saw the players work their way in the door this morning that had us just salivating to see. This is basically an MASL All-Star game right here. This is really going to be a fun match here, and I think very telling as to which team will have the biggest chance of these two to take home 50 clams at the end of the day.
Newtown Pride in yellow and black, Condor in orange and blue. Almost kind of Tacoma Stars colors, but a different configuration. Here is a quick steal. And for RC7, that is Juan Pereira. The Baltimore Blast star, back to Felipe Gonzalez, who had a couple of goals for RC7 in their 3-1 win over DTIS in round one.
We got two East Coast teams lining up here. Newtown Pride from Sandy Hook, and then Condor from New Jersey.
And yet, Tacoma's Nick Pereira, wearing number 21, is going to be one of the stars of this team.
The reigning MVP, the Iberian Brickhouse, as I affectionately refer to him.
Felipe Silva drew a foul. Now Pereira's spinning shot, it was partially deflected off of his foot and knocked back. This is going to be high intensity, and these 25 minutes are just going to fly by. If you're just dipping in, these group stage matches are 25 minutes, and we have learned that that is a firm and fast situation, even if another team has a potential game-winning shootout literally adjudicated for them to take. If the clock runs out, so does your time. Ties do exist. It is group stage play, so 3 points for a win, 1 for a tie. Goal differential could determine who makes it in, and 8 of 12 of these teams will make it to the knockouts.
You have to say, I mean, the delay was simply the officials getting together and having a conversation, which certainly shouldn't punish the team that was awarded that penalty. Something to look at in the officiating, certainly this being the first iteration of the Kings Cup, something I'm sure will be rectified in the future. Unfortunately, controversial here today, but two star-studded teams out here on the turf right now, and two teams we are really looking forward to see line up against each other. Hugo Silva, for me, has been the goalkeeper of the tournament so far.
And the player of the tournament just might be Gonzalez. Felipe has put it home for a 1-0 lead, his third goal of the tournament, and it comes in minute number 3 from Carvalho.
I was just about to say they're up against a former goalkeeper of the year in Clayson de Lima as he gets scored on. Perhaps the preemptive broadcaster's curse there.
Felipe Gonzalez gets the goal.
And here we have Newtown Pride, TST champions, the odds-on favorite to take this tournament at its onset. Already down 1-0 here, just a few minutes into the start of this game.
Their head coach player is number 1, Anua Obasi. We've seen him for years, whether it was Baltimore, Ontario, multiple stops in indoor soccer. He was the coach of the TST championship as well. Didn't really play.
I must correct you, Craig. He did not play for Ontario. He played for Empire.
Well, you know, that's true. He didn't play 2 years ago. It was just last year?
Yes,
okay,
yes.
So only a striker, not a Fury. It's important to make these distinctions, and I appreciate you making them.
A conversation near and dear to my heart, obviously.
Christian Gutierrez is wearing number 4 for Newtown Pride. The soccer's Golden Gutierrez, known for his last-minute and overtime goals. 4th minute working its way off the clock here. 1-0. The TST champs Newtown are down 1. Obasi towering over the field. Only Pereira can match him for height.
Pereira just a skosh wider.
Un poco. Sebastian Mendez of the Texas Outlaws.
Well played, sir.
Hey, you just have to tell me once, sometimes twice. Charlie Gonzalez, Juan Carlos Charlie Gonzalez, newly re-upped on a contract extension to continue his career with the San Diego Sockers.
We see former Defender of the Year Berto Palmer checking in for Onua Obasi. So much talent on this Newtown Pride team. Like Philly and I were talking about earlier today, you've got former newcomer of the year, multiple former defenders of the year, a former goalkeeper of the year. They are certainly not out of it.
Looking which way to go is Charlie. He'll go for the left-footed shot and just miss, and Pereira tracks down the rebound for RC7 Condor. Talking about that TST, the soccer tournament, one of the real contenders was Sneaky Fox, and two of their absolute key players are playing for Condor here in Nick Pereira and Ricardo Carvalho, who was just an absolute stud in that tournament. I mean, a true superstar. So both of them with the veteran wiseness in the back of Silva and Santana, RC7 Condor thinks that they will be bringing home the 50,000 simoleons at the end of the night. We've got a foul called on Nelly in the corner.
One might say it's sneaky Condors, given the team that they've put together and the secrecy around it leading up to today.
Gabriel Costa, former striker, newcomer of the year, and now signed with the San Diego Sockers. Out to Palmer, down to Gonzalez.
A player who absolutely exploded onto the scene last year, so much so that we were calling him the revelation, given the manner in which he declared himself and was a walk-away favorite for newcomer of the year a few weeks into the season as Costa goes down there.
Draws the foul on Pereira. The thing about Gabriel Costa is he is great at shooting and passing with his right and left foot.
So talented. Huge loss for the Empire Strikers going into the next MASL season, and a massive addition to an already extremely talented San Diego Sockers team.
I mean, the Sockers lose to Chihuahua in the semifinals after winning their second straight MASL Shield, and they add Costa and Ruggles to their team.
As the kids say, and they took that personally.
This one will go back to Silva for a goalkeeper distribution. The dissolution of the Florida Tropics, one of the big negative stories of the summer, certainly for the MASL. Something that we did see coming for 2 years down in Florida, unfortunately, but it did come to pass, and that means several great players are moving on to different teams. Be a new look, and it'll change some of the power dynamics in the MASL.
Certainly we see Drew Ruggles and his dreadlocks here out on the pitch right now. One of those players, former Florida Tropic. Our condolences to the folks in Lakeland who no longer get to see that team play in front of them, but a lot of talent matriculated itself around the league after that.
Uzi Tayu getting a shift out here, brother of the king for Newtown Pride. Gets his foot on the ball. Vinny Dantas, defended by De Lima, guarding his near post.
I was speaking to Uzi there while I took a game off, and I was asking him what would he do with his share of the money should his team win today. And he said it would immediately be donated to charity.
Wow. Uzi. Living the high life. He can donate his winner's check?
That's what he told me.
Vinny Dantas from Gonzalez. This ball deflected in the middle. Well done by Newtown Pride's Jesus Pacheco, another striker.
Sweet Pea really coming into his own the last couple seasons. Every year seems to get better and better. One of the best midfielders in a stacked Western Division. He has quite a tall task ahead of him, not only today but in the upcoming season. Looking to see him take that next step up as well too, and certainly the experience garnered here today is going to be helpful in that.
16:45 left in this one. Here's Nick Pereira, his Condor club with a 1-0 lead. Sends it to the front, and this one shot high and out of play.
And Tayu and Pereira crashing into the boards right in front of us. That is a lot of dude right there.
How much fun is this match, man?
This is exactly the kind of games I was hoping to see in the finals, and here we are still in the group stages.
We had a great one with Obregon and DTIS that went 2-2. This one is 1-0 as we work through the 9th minute of this 25-minute running clock match. Round 2, group play. Both clubs won their openers. So both feeling good, but if either team takes the 0 here, it puts them in jeopardy.
Only 8 of the 12 teams will advance out of the group stage into that knockout round. You can check in with us at 4:45 p.m. for the start of that knockout round, and that's when it's really going to get interesting. But I have to say this is a salivating matchup.
Number 15, Andy Reyes, ex of Ontario, San Diego, and Mesquite, now Texas.
So much in flux, and of course, as the Tropics bow out, we have Los Tequileros de Guadalajara who are making their way into the league.
Reyes, that one deflected wide.
Something I know you and I are both very excited to see.
Yes. Anytime the league makes smart expansion, DeLima had to come out, superstructure violation off his head.
I have to say, I think that is the first time I've seen a superstructure off a header.
And but DeLima had to come crashing out, or else Pereira was going to be in on net.
Fantastic to see from Clayson DeLima. Of course, coming out to clear out a ball in front of his own goal cost him an injury that took him out of the MASL finals just a few years ago. So good to see him have all the confidence necessary to come out and get that ball because Nick Pereira was breathing down his neck.
All right, from the free kick line, Condor slides it over, and it's Carvalho, and DeLima is there. Ricardo Carvalho, another former Tropic. I got to admit, I haven't seen it. Has he landed? Do we know where Carvalho is going to play?
Off the top of my head, I do not know, sir. I'm going to have to effort that one for later stages today.
Something to think about. I would say tell us in the chat, but we don't see the chat, and I consider it a bit of a blessing. So,
Gio, slide into those DMs. I know you know, brother, and I know you're watching.
14 minutes and change left in this one. Condor scored in the 3rd minute. A Wallace scorer. Carvalho to Felipe Gonzalez. Here's the free kick, and Nelly Santana skies it.
I have a little birdie in my ear that believes the Milwaukee Wave are the ones who have taken the services of one Ricardo Carvalho, but
that makes them better.
They were already a very good team. I believe they got 3 or 4 players from that Florida team. As
that went over and in between the
no whistle
hitting pipe. Yeah,
no whistle.
A heating pipe, and then there's rebar above it, or defender. Yes, indeed, with the Wave Carvalho. They will call the superstructure violation, even though technically that ball didn't hit. It whistled through, didn't it?
It may have grazed a wire up there. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. For those of you playing the King's Cup, Sip Your Cup game, we're going to go ahead and call that one a superstructure violation.
Yeah, based on the fact that the ball spotted at the free kick line, where Juan Carlos Charlie Gonzalez will tip it on right side to Obasi, who brings it down to Ruggles, who shoots it out of play.
A difficult angle, an interesting choice in set piece to bring the ball down against the wall there and go for the very tight angle shot. Certainly something Ruggles has in his locker. We've seen him score those many a time.
DeLima had that one spill, and then Mello trying to put it in. Jonathan Mello, the blast star. It's back to Mello, up to Dantas. Vinny Dantas crashing on Uzi. DeLima, 2 paws on the pelota.
Man, what a goalkeeping lineup we have here. Hugo Silva, Clayson DeLima. No wonder the score is only 1-0 with 12 minutes left to play.
Over halfway through this one. Dantas trying to feed it back to Mello, and Ruggles was there to intercept. Tip it forward, Costa. Gabriel Costa.
Had a man to his left if he could get the pass off, but Condor doing a really good job of getting in the lane and breaking it up.
DeLima does well to send it forward quickly and get Ruggles up into the play. Down into the corner, return pass, try, and the skipping shot just high off frame by Charlie. And then a header attempt is out of play as well, and the Condor get the ball back with a 1-0 lead.
Huge opportunity for Chargo to put that one in just high. Are we still allowed to call him Chargo? He is your player now, sir.
Sure, yeah. I mean, listen, do you, boo-boo. And I'm a do me. Here it comes into the corner, crashing in. Thiago Freitas taken away. Newtown Pride on the attack. It's Costa surveying, crossing. He's got Reyes. Shot was blocked. Pereira crashing in off of Reyes' toe. Should be out of play, I think.
To Newtown.
To Newtown. Okay. Back to Berto. Palmer down low. Reyes swings it around. Jose Gonzalez. Another player we barely even mentioned, but Newtown Pride has number 20, Luis Morales, former MASL newcomer of the year, and Texas's top scorer on their club. I mean, this club is loaded. Here's Reyes on the steal. Down to Berto. Christian Gutierrez, and the pass to him was tipped away by his teammate in San Diego, Felipe Gonzalez.
A golden opportunity gone to waste.
For the team in neon yellow. 1-0 RC7 Condor. A great one for you here. Game 2, Round 2, Group Play, Kings Cup. We're here all day. Thanks for joining us on Twitch, MASL Soccer 2. Mendez, one-handed save, Silva!
God, what a save. How does he palm that down and keep it from rolling in? What a talent.
Big man's got quicks. Juan Pereira. This club's come together. Nelly Santana, the aged veteran. With the hairdo that you can never miss. Up to a point. Reyes battling out. Andy Reyes. It was a tough situation for Andy Reyes. Started last year with San Diego. Really played well in training camp and just couldn't find his way on the floor.
It's such a difficult roster to break into. You have so much talent. A player that is just not good enough for the San Diego Sockers is probably good enough for every other team in the indoor world.
Charlie, one of those players, you just can't beat him on the depth chart, you know? Charlie Gonzalez trying to get a return pass from Manoa Abasi. There he does with 9:15 to go. Newtown looking for at least an equalizer. As we mentioned at the start, for two 1-0 teams with similar goal differential, a tie isn't bad for either one of these clubs. It almost guarantees a playoff spot. Here's Luis Morales.
For Newtown, that's got to be a point of hope, but obviously for Condor, with just 9 minutes here left to play and the lead, they're going to try and see this one out, of course.
Absolutely. I mean, they want to finish top of group. Here's the left-footed try by Mendez, and then the rebound crashing down. Silva had to come out. Tipped it out of play. Quick restart for Newtown Pride FC. Obasi lays it off for Ruggles. The left footer chips it down. Charlie, always so dangerous with his foot on the top of the ball.
The most lethal player in the indoor game with his foot on top of the ball right now.
Give and go attempt to Charlie. Plays it down Mendez. Whistles across the frame. Morales trying to track it down. Well defended by the veteran Santana. Now it's Ruggles. Can he take a step in? Santana denied him. Down into the corner. Still going. The man who assisted on the $1 million goal at TST.
I was just about to say, that run like there, very reminiscent of the TST game-winning goal in the finals, with Ruggles charging himself down the boards there. So we've got a whistle. Both teams barking at the ref that they don't feel the fouls are being called for them. But let's be honest, they've let them play throughout most of the day and let the clock go throughout most of the day. But
that one, it's all right. I'm not going to get over the DTIS Obregon thing. I'm going to go to my grave saying DTIS was robbed.
You're not wrong.
I mean, hopefully I'll forget before my grave. Hope it's not an early grave. I hope I've completely forgotten about that. But nonetheless, Reyes over to Pacheco. I forget many things, and I remember many more. 7:18 left in this one. Here's Ruggles. I became personal friends with Drew in 2019 down in Australia when he was part of the U.S. national team for the WMF World Cup. And
you were on the call for it. It was a fantastic tournament.
It was so much fun down in Perth, Australia for 2 weeks. But I texted him after the $1 million game and just said, you know, it's a man who assists on a $1 million goal, but it's a dude who does a behind-the-back pass for the assist on the $1 million goal. Like, how much, in terms of just ice-cold stones, do you have to have in your pockets to be able to do that?
I mean, a prolific talent. Cheeky. I mean, especially with that much money, that much pressure, to be so calm, poised, collected, to be able to have that in your locker and know you can go to it. That truly, truly a joy to watch the man do his work.
Placing De Lima, back to Charlie Gonzalez. Newtown doing a great job of controlling, but man, I'm getting Villita vibes right now in terms of controlling a game that they're not winning. That early goal by Felipe Gonzalez has been enough, and it's been defense for Condor ever since.
Possession only tells you part of the story. I mean, plenty of teams that have outpossessed and underperformed.
Mello with an audacious defensive crash right there. Wins the ball back for the team in orange and navy blue.
Former Defender of the Year, Berto Palmer, doing a good job of chasing that one back.
Here's a man who could change this game by himself, Nick Pereira. Captain of the U.S. beach soccer team, Carvalho! Handball, balón mano. Y tú sabes.
Throwing up his hands in protest like that wasn't an obvious handball there.
Ricardo never stole a cookie from his mama's cookie jar, neither.
Never. Shouts to his mother if she's watching in here today. You raised a good kid. He's a hell of a player.
Great player. And willing to take whatever the official will give him. This one deflected. Clayson DeLima was in hot water there on the pursuit by Condor's Breno Oliveira.
Bailed out by the superstructure violation.
Under 5 minutes to play. Will Newtown Pride find themselves an equalizer here?
Very slow to take that restart despite being down a goal with the clock running nonstop here. Kind of surprised at the lack of urgency around that.
Oh, what a pass by Ruggles. Setting up Costa. Make it Charlie, pardon me. Costa right behind him. Here's Gabriel Costa.
We got to tell them to not have the same haircut, please.
Literally.
Identical.
Obasi. It's Luis Morales. Morales stop and go. Poked off of his toe by RC Condor's Thiago Freitas. Obasi loves to dance. Also with the soccer ball. Back to Ruggles.
His signature move of sitting on the boards with the ball unavailable in this game with boards all the way around.
Obasi. 4 minutes to play. Chargo. And Nick Pereira trying to hold with 2 men around him. Oh, I called him Chargo, man.
I was about to compliment you on it, but I was just going to let it go.
Now I feel. And we've got one in. And that should be the winner for Breno Oliveira. 2-0 Condor. Let's look at it again. Just brought down, and DeLima just missed his angle right there and tucked into the corner. Oliveira.
You have to say, a beautiful bit of footwork to get the shot off. DeLima thought he was going near side. Definitely wasn't. We've got too many men out right now for Condor. They're going to have to clear themselves out here as we get going. And we see a 6th attacker being employed. Empty net for Newtown.
Woo. Why not? However, goal differential matters, so why not? There's a risk reward to this. 3 minutes, down 2. Charlie Gonzalez, who is a great 6th attacker. Obasi is also so strong on the ball, so you'd expect Newtown Pride to control. Another incredibly proficient controller of the pelota is right there with Gabriel Costa. 3 men down low. Ruggles in the corner. Morales up high. Mendez down low. Hoping to get a touch. Obasi keeps it alive, but the ball is loose for a moment along the near wall. Morales gets it back. Mendez skips it along and taken out of the crease. And then that could be a blue card and is just a common foul called on Costa. It definitely denied a scoring opportunity, though, Jonathan.
You have to say maybe Obasi was just far enough back that they're saying he could have crossed over in order to get in front of that, but you're right. Especially on the other side of the halfway line, you're probably not used to seeing that in the world of footy, but obviously in the indoor game, every single square inch on this turf is a shootable location.
Costa and Gutierrez and Ruggles. Needing a goal right away. Mendez puts it in the middle of Gutierrez. Oh, what a save! Hugo Silva denies Gutierrez a chest goal to make it 2-1.
And Silva had a chance to get the odd goalie goal there with the open net, just couldn't get it on frame, and you can see him apologizing to his teammates there.
Pereira sizes it up, and Charlie blocks the attempt at the empty netter.
That one was definitely going in from Nick Pereira. You could see he had that one sighted and lined up. Great clearance by Charlie.
DeLima races back in, taken away. It's Ruggles. Drew Ruggles down the middle. Ruggles shoots wide. Mendez on the rebound. Lifts across. Looking for Costa down to Gutierrez. Shot off the wall. Minute 10 left to go. Empty net goal wide.
4-on-2 there for Newtown. Ruggles opts not to pass around. The defense takes the shot. Really should have been on frame. He's going to be hurting himself for that one.
25th minute is live from Upland. 2-0 Condor, looking to go to the top of the table as our first 6-point team in the tournament. Mendez. Now time very much against Newtown Pride, even if they score, because this clock won't stop running, even on a goal. So they're just about out of it. Mendez pushing for a goal nonetheless. Tipped, and then obvious foul on Obasi. Almost a throat punch Patrick Swayze Roadhouse stuff right there.
Yeah, lucky to avoid a blue card for that one. I think given that the game is already done and dusted, referee's trying to avoid another last 30-second of the match blue card. As we are down to 10 seconds, working its way off the clock. And with that, folks, I think we're going to go ahead and call this one. It is going to be 2-0 as RC7 Condor, the Pride of New Jersey, take down TST winners Newtown Pride 2-0 in our first big upset of the day. With that, folks, we are going to take a quick break, and we will be right back with the next match here as Ryan